When Rodion Raskolnikov raises the axe, he's attempting to prove a philosophical point rather than acting on greed or rage. In 1860s Russia, the intellectual climate is boiling over with radical rationalism and nihilism. The prevailing logic of the era creates a dangerous trap. If God is dead, morality is simply a social convention, and if the rules are made up, then everything is permitted. Raskolnikov turns his own mind into a laboratory. He decides to test the limits of human morality as a cold, scientific experiment. His theory divides humanity into ordinary followers and an elite of extraordinary individuals permitted to break laws. To test his elite status, he targets a parasitic pawnbroker. The math works perfectly. Eliminating one terrible person distributes her wealth to save destitute families. Raskolnikov views the axe as a clinical instrument, the tool for a calculated proof meant to confirm his status as an extraordinary man. The experiment hits an immediate snag. The rationalization holds up in theory, but he cannot calculate the crushing weight of real-world guilt. A brutal schism rips through his psyche. His intellectual ego demands cold detachment, while his buried empathy violently rebels. This internal revolt forces him to act against his own survival. In a moment of pure instinct, he empties his pockets, giving his last few coins to the destitute Marmeladov family. His own biology openly rejects his logic. He suffers fever dreams and sudden fainting spells, collapsing on the street under the sheer physical toll of the crime. Human biology and conscience cannot be bypassed by clever theories. His trembling hands and racing heart become the exact data points that disprove his hypothesis. The lead investigator, Porfiry Petrovich, suspects Raskolnikov almost immediately, but he lacks a single piece of physical evidence, so Porfiry abandons the search for bloody footprints. Instead, he interrogates the ideology.
He uses long, agonizing silences and casual banter to weaponize Raskolnikov's intellectual arrogance. He lets the killer's paranoia do the work for him. Under this relentless psychological pressure, Raskolnikov realizes he failed his own test. He couldn't step over the boundary. He is the very insect he set out to eradicate. Ideological armor offers zero protection against the innate demands of a human conscience. His scientific worldview is completely shattered. Raskolnikov is left hollow, desperate, and entirely unmoored. He finds a stark contrast in Sonia. While his loud intellectual pride brought only death, her quiet, enduring faith keeps her destitute family alive. In her dim, poverty-stricken room, Sonia reads him the biblical story of Lazarus rising from the dead. The parallel is exact. Raskolnikov's intellect has entombed his humanity, and he is in desperate need of a resurrection. Sonia provides the only viable conclusion to his failed experiment.
Logic cannot erase a moral debt. He has to embrace the suffering and repent. He walks to the public crossroads in the Haymarket. He falls to his knees, kisses the dirt he defiled, and confesses to the crowd. He is sent to a penal colony in Siberia. There, stripped of his pride and his theories, his genuine spiritual transformation begins. Dostoevsky presents morality as a fundamental law written into the human heart, one that logic can never fully outsmart.